Alright, we should be good.
Alrighty.
Alright, we should be good. Okay. How's it going, guys? We're just gonna open a box of Alchemical Revolution. Spelled wrong in the title. Just pointed out. But anyways, here we go.
You took off Arkin? You took off Art Player?
Yeah. I just want to cut things with this new thing.
Get this in the foreground.
I'll just put this on it here so you can have a spot to put the cards on. Alright, we're gonna open some cards. I'm still a little bit new to the set. This is my first opening. That's not for other people. So I'll start off. Here we go. Alright, we'll start off with a token. Plea for Peace. It's interesting they did another one of those. Airship Engineer. Into the Fray. Unearthed Revelations. Wave Rider Protector. 2 Wave Rider Protectors, that's weird.
Should bring your... Get more center.
Sanctum of Esoteric Truth. Enchanting Gale. Drought of Stamina. Swooping Talons. And a rare Celestial Calling.
Alright. I'm going to pull from the middle here. Just get a nice big open. Alright, so I've got the Spirit of Water. I've got Into the Fray. It's actually a pretty good card. Imperial Alchemist. Healing Aura. Blazing Charge. Awakened Deacon. Sidestep. Rousing Slam. Study the Fables. I feel like this is pretty good for that Wind Monk. Fanatical Devotee. Tactical Retreat as our uncommon. And nice, we got a SR of Provoke Obstinance.
Nice. So, I think Fanatical Devotee is really good. Actually, no, that's not the one I was thinking of. But it's like does decent damage, then does damage on death, so your opponent is going to take damage either way, and it's kind of like when they kill it, damn if they do, damn if you don't type of deal. But I was thinking about the one, actually I think that's the one I was thinking about is not even in the set, but it's basically a kill spell on a body for Regalia. Alright, token is Diana. We have Stream Consciousness. Glimpse 3. So good for start calling. Potion of Healing. Cover 5. Windblessed Arbalest. Plea for Peace. I feel like they're printing a lot of these cards that create like a really good defense if that's what you're going for. Forge Light Shield Maiden.
I feel like that's a good thing though.
Trained Sharpshooter. Empowering Prayer.
Yeah, so that's another card that I think is good for Venitus.
Airship Cruiser. Ranger card with Floating Memory, always good. Another Fanatical Devotee. Tactical retreat. Give your unit distant and a slowing memory, so staple for Ranger. And then another SR, we got the Dahlia Idyllic Dreamer. On attack, look at the top card of your deck. If it's a water element card, you may put it into your graveyard. And she has range X, or X amount of water elements in your graveyard. So self-mill card, and then bust itself. So it enables itself and then pays itself off too.
Alright, gonna get into the next pack. Hoping for that Academy guide, if you know, you know. Alright, a token of Blightroot. We got Take Aim, Convalescent Tonic, Harvest Herbs, should have been in the starter by the way. Wind Bless Arbalist, Rousing Slam, Barter Herbs, the card that is in the starter, but it's okay. Refresh Chamber, Exercise Curses. I wonder how curses will turn out into the meta as time goes on. Ooh, nice. We got one of the new champions, Nika Whiplash. She's very cool. Veiled Dash, and another SR of Freitas Master Tactician. She's actually pretty interesting. If you get 3 counters on her, all your ranger units will be distant for the rest of the game. So you resolve her once and you're in for a good game plan.
How do you get counters on her?
At the beginning of your raid collection, you put a tactic. So if she stays on 3 turns somehow, you're going to be...
3 turns is a long time.
3 turns is a very long time. I agree.
Like if you play it first turn, then seems good.
Yeah, maybe in a win strategy where you're buffing up health units or buff counters, etc.
Alright, next pack. I'll use this.
No. I like to do it from here.
I don't like to do that.
No?
Alright, Obelisk Protection token. We got Escape the Wreckage. Diffuse Block.
I actually like Escape the Wreckage.
Academy Attendant. Another Plea for Peace.
You always get those.
Yes. Airship Cruiser. Organize Alliance. Auto Foster. And then Floating Memory. Good with Guardian.
Mm-hmm.
Sidestep. Wave Rider Protection. Rapid Reload. Allied War Priestess.
I think she's pretty good, actually. I think she's one of the better cards in the set.
And a rare is Mindbreak Bullet.
I just don't see anything wrong with a, 2/3 on class bonus, so if you played in the right deck, of course. But with 4 memory on attack to recover 2, on a 3-mana 2/3 body, I feel like that's pretty strong. And not that big of a hurdle to get to. Alright.
Then you can use your favorite card from set 1 that restands.
Rallied Advance, I think?
Yeah.
It was one of my pet cards, but Blazing Throw is definitely my favorite card from that set. Alright, next pack. We have Diana Cursebreaker again. Unearth Revelations, so a good with the Vanitas strategy I was telling you about. Powering Tincture. Excoriate. Convalescent Tonic. Bottled Forelight. Study the Fables, another one that's good for the Vanitas. Sidestep, Wave Rider Protector, Fireworks Display for the uncommon, Supply Drone for the uncommon. I feel like this card is like the equivalent to that 2-mana 1/3 that was good for Warriors where it put the counters back. I feel like it's...
Like Free Bullet, that's...
Yeah, Free
like
Bullet
so
is like the same as a free counter on a sword, right? And then Tether and Flames for the rare.
Counterspell in
Fire.
Fire. Interesting. Good.
Me good.
Alright, our token is Springleaf, Airship Engineer, Reconstructive Surgery. Take aim. Calmistic Tonic, Awaken Deacon, Caretaker Drone, Enhance Hearing, Oasis Trade Post, one of the few domains in this set for the domain archetypes, Potion Infusion Frostbite, and then Airship Cannoneer with the range 4. And then our rare is Crystalline Mirror.
I feel like that card's not that bad. I feel like the potion is punches above its weight class, honestly. Being able to deal like 4 damage for 1 mana, not too bad. Granted, yeah, you have to have a potion in play, but you want to sacrifice those eventually anyway.
Yeah, it's damage from
Just
any water source the rest of the turn. So if you have like a big water board or something.
And you rest a target unit, which by the way can be championed, so that's pretty good. I feel like that card definitely punches above weight class. Alright, next pack. We have Silver Shine. We got Scry the Skies, good reprint. Flame Blessed Trainee. Subjugating Lash, good for that new champion, the level 2. Lone Gunslinger, good 1 mana 1/1 that has floating memory, can't really go wrong. Automaton Bomber, another great early minion with floating memory, could really punch hard. Another domain, not too bad. Trained Sharpshooter. Ooh, nice. We got our first foil of the set, and it was a card I already said was not so bad. So, Lone Gunslinger, pretty nice. Rhyme Soul Bishop, another great on-floating memory card. Another champion of Paul Hawk, and another champion of Astarte Celestial Dawn.
No, she's an ally.
Or she's not an sorry, she's not a champion. She's an ally.
Class activation for the cleric. I'm not really sure what the point hover is, honestly. Just like something to do on the end of your turn. But I don't know why you would be keeping up memory. Like these type of cards usually, it's something like Guardian where you have a bunch of stuff you can activate at the end of turn if you have floating mana.
It might get rid of Regalia. I don't really know how it works too much.
Alright, our token here is Freyja. Healing Aura. So this is good like turn 1 play. Just pay 4 and then recover 1 unless they want to use their spell to remove a Fantasia. There's so many other targets, and then for them to use it on this is pretty good. Otherwise, you're just healing a bunch. So, Excoriate, Stream of Consciousness, Reposition, Strategic Warfare, Automation Bomber again, Shimmercloak Assassin, Organize the Alliance, Rapid Reload, Ally War Priestess, and a rare is Spellshield Wind. So the wind version of Spellshield. Next time damage will be dealt to your champion's turn. Prevent that damage if 3 or more damage was prevented this way. Put a buff counter on ally control.
Yeah.
So
It's Wind's Water Bearer.
yeah. Only a 3 cost for a cleric. Pretty good.
Alright, next pack. We got Tenoris. We've got Convalescent Tonic. Harvest Herbs. Windbless Arablest. Unearthed Revelations. Palatial Concourse. Wave Rider Protector. Enchanting Gale. So more suppressing in wind Wind's gonna do that forever. Whirlwind Visor and Vanish from Sight. I feel like this is an interesting card too. Just to be able to give your champion stealth could honestly save you a lot of damage. And Torrential Blast as our rare. So, more milling.
Yeah, then Vanish from Sight is not class bonus or anything. You can put it in any deck.
Yep.
So I'm definitely going to put that in my Guardian stall deck.
Do you have to do that before your opponent declares an attack on champion, or can you
This
do it?
is activation on the opponent's recollection phase.
Gotcha.
But I mean, it doesn't really make that much difference because, like, it's not like you want to do it to make sure that they get tapped or something like that.
Right.
Because you can still attack those units. All right, Tenoris for our token. Armored Valkyrie with Steadfast. Pretty good. Potion of Healing, Reconnaissance Field. Look at the opponent's hand and memory. Not too bad. Scry the Skies. Palatial Concourse. It's a free glimpse. Awakened Deacon. Caretaker Drone. Hands Hearing. Potion Infusion. Frostbite. Airship Cannoneer. Exalted Darumenjin Throne. So it's just an Anthem permanent, but it has upkeep. I don't know if there's going to be like an actual domain archetype. I feel like they're really careful on how powerful they make the domains.
Guys, if you guys are just tuning in and you want to give us tips on any combos that you guys are looking forward to from the set or have already experimented with too, let us know, because this is our first time really diving into the set. But anyway, we're going to be moving on to the next pack. Alright, we got the classic Spirit of Fire, Harvest Herbs, again, should have been in the starter. Wind Bless, Aura Blessed. I feel like I always get those back to back. Unearthed Revelations, good for that level 2 Wind Cleric. Empowering Tincture, Serum of Wisdom, one of the better potions in my opinion. Manic Zealot, not too bad. Kind of reminds me of Clumsy. Awakened Deacon, Sidestep. The Young Peacekeeper, one of the better ones because it has Foster and Floating Memory, so it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of situation. Astrocyte, and then our rare is Fractal of Creation, so not too bad.
I'm not a big fan of this because it's an advanced element and reservable. Usually you want to play reservable earlier, so maybe that's just like a bonus because while it's sitting there. Alright, next pack. Token is Diana, Deadly Duelist. Flame Blessed Trainee. Subjugating Lash. Lone Gunslinger. Hypothermia. A great kill spell in most cases. Oasis Trading Post. Serum of Wisdom. Manic Zealot. Here's our second foil, Explosive Fractal. It's a pretty cool one. Wild Growth Elixir. Swooping Talons. And our rare is Potion Infusion Starlight. Star Calling. Star Calling is something I want to be a cool thing, but I don't know how actually feasible it is to do effectively.
Alright, going to be moving on to the next pack. Alright, here we go. We got Tenoris, Plea for Peace, Airship Engineer. I feel like one of the better low to the ground units. It could replace itself. Reconstructive Surgery, Take Aim, 4 Light Shield Maiden. Man, that is a lot of text. Foster, draw 2 cards and discard, so plus is 1. And then if a fire element was discarded, you get to put a buff counter on there. Pretty good, actually. Crystalline Distiller, Fiery Duelist, Rousing Slam, Crystalline Archer, Fiery Warcry, and then nice, our Ultra is Gloamspire Lance. So, not too bad.
Okay, our token is Arsana. Empowering Tincture. Excoriate. Comlistic Tonic. Lone Gunslinger. Automation Bomber. Sanctum of Esoteric Truth. Trained Sharpshooter. Crystalline Distiller. Explosive Fractal. Frigid Bash. And super rare Fireblood Oath. Class bonus, this card costs 2 less to activate. As the initial cost to activate this card, banish 3 fire element cards from your graveyard. Level up your champion. At the beginning of the next end phase, de-level your champion. Costs 5. I'm sure there's probably a combo with this card.
I mean, it costs 2 less to activate as class bonus, though.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, because Guardian, and you want to get those level up bonuses, so
yep,
that's good.
Next pack, you have Obelisk of Armaments. You have Hypothermia, Into the Fray, Imperial Alchemist, who can buff himself, so I feel like he's really good for a 2 mana 1/3 that only has an upside, really. Healing Aura, Crystalline Distiller, Empowering Prayer. So if your champion cares about levels and this card replaces itself in the right situation. Enhance Hearing, Exercise Curses, Repelling Palm Blast, that's cool. Neos Sight, every extra element is going to have a sight card eventually, mark my words. Storm of Thorns, so it goes great with that new champion as well, and it's Floating Memory.
Alright, token is Mana Root. Excoriate. Comlistic Tonic. Lone Gunslinger. Armored Valkyrie. Rousing Slam. I'm still not sure how this is supposed to be used. It seems like none of this is not the one I'm thinking about. Never mind. Study the Fables. Airship Cruiser. Organize the Alliance. Fire-tuned Automation. Automaton. Dormant Sacrificial Altar. And a super rare Violet Haze. All units you control become distant, then put Violet Haze on the bottom of target champion's lineage. Inherit effect, this object has -2 health.
Alright, gonna go into the next pack. We got Diana, Keen Huntress. We got Blazing Charge, Escape the Wreckage. Again, I do kind of like this card. It's really good for tempoing or like changing up the tempo. Return a target ally you control to your memory. If you do, draw a card into your memory. So you can kind of plus off of this and negate an attack in the right situation.
It's also good against Shotgun Blast.
Right. Diffusive Block, Academy Attendant, Crystalline Distiller, Caretaker Drone, Fiery Duelist, that domain, the Oasis Trading Post. We got Freezing Round. Nice. Interesting to see a bullet have floating memory. Nice. We got the level 1 Vanitas and Rusted War Shield. This card reminds me of Bravo from Flesh and Blood 2.
Yeah. Alright, token is our Steel Greatsword. Harvest Herbs, this card should be in the star set. Reconnaissance Field, Escape the Wreckage, Flame Blessed Trainee, Bottled Foresight, Caretaker Drone again, Fiery Duelist, Oasis Trading Post.
Nice.
We got the level 2 Vanitas. Deploy Gunship. Gun Shield. And then the rare Comet Fall. Start calling 2. Deal 3 damage to all non-astral element units. Pass bonus, deal 4 to those instead.
So do you know if you're star calling, can you only star call at the same speed of the card that is showing? Or can you activate slow cards at fast speed during your opponent's turn if you glimpse during your opponent's turn?
Says you may activate it.
Right? That's what I figure. Arisana, level 2. Reconstructive Surgery. We got a Reposition. Very good card. Just 1 mana distant and it's floating memory. Really can't go wrong. Diffusive Block. Prevent the next 2 damage and it's floating memory. Pretty good. And it costs 1 less, even. Stream of Consciousness. Shimmer Cloak Assassin. Refresh Chamber. Strategic Warfare. Manic Zealot. Wind Bless Gatekeeper. Conjure Downpour. And then our rare is Attune with the Flames. This card costs 2 less to activate. Activate this card only during an opponent's recollection phase. Target guardian weapon you control gets 5 attack until the end of your next turn. So you're pretty much letting your opponent know you're about to go in real hard on their next turn if they don't kill you right now.
Yeah, I don't know why you have to activate it on the recollection phase though.
It's just to make it like be an actual cost, I feel, of like, hey, I'm gonna let you know right now.
And it costs 6.
I'm gonna mess up your world next turn. But it costs 2 less to activate, so it's not really 6, it's 4.
I'm not sure how much play that would see. Because you're kind of like just letting your opponent know, like, oh, I'm wide open now.
Mm-hmm.
If it was like you can play it on there, like at the end of the turn or something, then that'd be like 100 times better.
Right.
Obviously. All right, Token Automation Drone, Armored Valkyrie, Harvest Herbs, Reconnaissance Field. I feel like this is the same pack that I opened 2 minutes ago.
That's why I was
Escape the
laughing.
Rapid. Empowering Prayer, Enhance Hearing, Exercise Curse, Serum of Wisdom, Umbra Sight, Vaporjet Shield Bearer. And the rare is Distilled Atrophy, Brew. At the beginning of your recollection phase, put an age counter on Distilled Atrophy. Sacrifice Distilled Atrophy. Target champion gets minus X level until the end of turn. Then if that champion's level is 0 or lower, deal X damage to them. X amount of age counters on the steel atrophy.
I feel like it's decent. Obviously, the quicker you see it, but it falls off in the late game for sure. Alright guys, we're coming down to our last few packs from this box. So, let's see. We got Spirit of Wind, nice. Plea for Peace. Airship Engineer, another great card. Reconstructive Surgery. Take Aim. Shimmer Cloak Assassin. Refresh Chamber. Strategic Warfare. Manic Zealot. Smash with the Obelisk for the uncommon. Calculated Foresight for another uncommon. And then for our rare, we got Demon's Aim. Put Demon's Aim on the bottom of your champion's lineage. Then your champion's attack this turn gains True Sight. This attack can't be redirected by Intercept. And choose the targets for this attack as though units didn't have Taunt. Inherited effect, the object gets -2 health. So pretty interesting. It just allows you to attack with no fluff. It just gets right through all the defenses.
I feel like this is really good for a 2-cost for all the go white strategies like Sylvie or humans, automatons. Give +1 to all of them for 2.
Mm-hmm. Similar to like Inspiring Call.
Alright, our token is Obelisk of Protection. Flame Blessed Trainee. Reconstructive Surgery. Airship Engineer. Another Reconstructive Surgery. That's like the 3rd double we've had. Forge Light Shield Maiden. Crystalline Distiller. Fiery Duelist. Oh, there we go. Foil to Norris. Nice.
Nice.
Our 3rd foil. Vanishing Shot. Lava Heated Brew. And Shadowfall Keep. Rest. Banish a card with floating memory from your graveyard. Put the top 2 cards of your deck into your graveyard. Upkeep. At the beginning of your recollection phase, if there are less than 3 water element cards in your graveyard, sacrifice Shadowfall Keep. So, a self-mill. Pretty interesting. Probably try that in my mill deck.
Alright guys, and for the last pack of this box, let's see what we get. We got Diana Dusk Talker, Reposition, Armored Valkyrie, Potion of Healing, Reconnaissance Field, Palatial Concourse, Wave Rider Protector, Enchaining Gale, Barter Herbs, Meltdown. I don't feel like we pulled that before. Winds of Retribution, and Battlefield Spotter as our last card, our last rare. On enter, another target ally you control becomes distant, and then at level 2, other units you control gain ranged 1. So that's actually very strong. Kind of almost equivalent to like a Banner Knight in a sense.
Yeah, for 2 costs, get extra range.
Because you're essentially buffing all your other units, so long as they're distant, it's pretty good.
Alright, let's go through what we pulled. So our rares, Celestial Calling. Reveal the top card of the deck until you reveal an Astra element. Banish that card, put the rest on the bottom of your deck in a random order. At the beginning of your next recollection phase, you may activate the banished card without paying its cost. And it's slow.
But it costs 2.
Seems like it could be interesting. Mind Rig Bullets. On champion hit, look at that opponent's memory and discard a card from it. That's pretty good.
Pretty sneaky.
Discarding is always good. Tether and Flames, the fire, negate. Crystalline Mirror. Banish Crystalline Mirror. Destroy target item with memory cost 0 or reserve cost 3 or less. Activate this ability only if you control 3 or more Fantasias. It's a really good effect, but you have to be playing a Fantasia deck. Spell Shield Wind. It's a spell shield. Torrential Blast. Put the top 2 cards of your deck into your graveyard as a class bonus. Deal an amount of damage up to 1 target ally equal to the amount of water element cards in your graveyard. Too bad it wasn't a unit, and that card would be really good. Exalted Dormigian Throne.
Dormigian.
That's the anthem if you're doing domains. So I feel like if you're doing domains, you're not going to have a lot of allies. So if anything, I think it's just good for like 1 turn.
Yeah.
Unless you can play the card that removes the upkeep from your domains. Potion Infusion, Starlight, class bonus, start calling 1. Rest target potion. If you do, it gains on sacrifice until the end of turn. Your champion gets +4 level until end of turn. So combo card.
Yep, there's that blue potion that deals damage based off level, so combine it with that sacrifice and maybe that 1 mana blue card that also deals more water damage. You can have yourself a pretty deadly potion.
It kind of feels weird to have a start calling card be a combo piece. Like you have to have really good top deck manipulation. So Fractal of Creation, reservable. Again, kind of weird, but I think it's just a bonus for it to be useful while it's sitting there until you can copy a token. But all that just to copy 1 token.
Yeah, that's a good point. Bird's Eye. 3 costs that just boosts your units in general, whether it leaves the field next turn or not. It's not too bad.
Storm of Thrones. If damage will be dealt to a unit you control this turn, prevent 1 of that damage. If the damage prevented had a unit as its source, deal 1 damage to that unit. So it's kind of just, I think, floating memory fodder.
Copy a 48 attack sword token? Yeah, I would love to see that. That'd be so funny.
Alright, Comet Fall. Start calling 2. Deal 3 damage to all non-natural element units. Class bonus. Deal 4 to those instead. Kind of seems like, I think a few people have said this, Astra seems like it's just a different kind of arcane that functions differently.
Right, this is just Anger the Skies, I believe it was called.
Yeah. For 5. So again, if you, like, you don't want to have to, like, rely on RNGing into your board clear.
Yeah. It seems like it wants to be Rye, but at a steeper cost with less of a ceiling to grow.
Alright, Attune with Flames. Class bonus for Guardian. This card costs 2 less to activate. Activate this card only during an opponent's recollection phase. Target Guardian weapon you control gets +5 attack until end of your next turn. I'm not really a big fan.
Yeah, it's more of a like win harder kind of card, I feel. Astra is very cycle your deck heavy. Yeah, definitely.
But can Astra, so like with Rye, you can literally just like go through your deck like 2 or 3 times in a turn. So with Astra, are you able to do that like you can with Rye?
Fully optimized, I'm not sure, maybe. I haven't seen a fully optimized list or anything. I've had my experience with the starter, and That's about it.
Distilled Atrophy has brew, and at the beginning of your recollection phase, put an age counter on Distilled Atrophy. Sacrifice Distilled Atrophy. Target champion gets -X level until end of turn. Then, if that champion is level 0 or lower, deal X damage to them. X is the amount of age counters on Distilled Atrophy. It's a lot of text.
Yeah, glimpsing is definitely nice. I'd like to see optimize the list, just so I could see what it really looks like.
Yeah, because Ryan had such a high ceiling where you could just be up to like 30 level and then scry for 30. And so like it gets pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Alright, Demon's Aim. Put Demon's Aim on the bottom of your champion's lineage. Then your champion's attack this turn gain True Sight. This attack can be redirected by Intercept. And choose targets for this attack as though units didn't have taught. I thought that True Sight was already a keyword that allowed you to attack stealth.
Yeah, it's...
Or is that a separate thing?
No, you're right, but Intercept is different than Stealth and stuff, and Taunt.
Oh, that's not reminder text. This is a different ability.
Yeah.
And then Inherit Effect, this object has -2 when you give it to a champion. Alright, next rare, Shatterfall Keep. Banish a card with floating memory from your graveyard. Put the top 2 cards of your deck into your graveyard. Upkeep. At the beginning of your recollection phase, if there are less than 3 water element cards in your graveyard, sacrifice Shatterfall Keep. So it's just a self-miller.
Yeah. I feel like its upkeep is honestly not too bad. Having 3 water cards, you just do 1 Tide Diviner and you could probably keep it up pretty long. Banishing a card with floating memory, though, is a steep cost to activate its effect.
Yeah, you have to go all in on the water floating memory archetype, which I don't think I've seen be very effective. A Battlefield Spotter, class bonus. On enter, another target ally you control becomes distant. Level 2+, other units you control gain range 1.
Yeah, I feel like that card's a very good card.
Alright, those are the rares.
Alright, and then for super rares, we have Violet Haze. So all units you control become distant, then put Violet Haze on the bottom of target champion's lineage, and then the object will gain -2 health. So, at the cost of 2 life, really, all your units are becoming distant, which I feel is pretty good, because that could be a lot of extra bonus damage. You have Fire-Blooded Oath. The card costs 2 less to activate. As an additional cost to activate this card, banish 3 fire element cards from your graveyard. You get to level up your champion, but at the beginning of the next end phase, you de-level your champion. So, pretty interesting. Maybe even if your champion has a on-enter ability on level 2, the de-level can actually also be a bonus, rather than a disadvantage.
Yeah, the Guardian level 2.
Has it on-enter?
Yeah.
Cool.
Tenoris level 2 gets +3.
So then we have Provoke Obstinance, where it's class bonus for Guardians. Whenever you activate this card, if there's exactly 1 target for its activation, draw a card into your memory. Up to 5 target objects you control gain Spell Shroud until end of turn. Prevent the next 2 damage that would be dealt to each of those targets this turn if they're units. So, just a great way to protect all your stuff. I imagine you can even target your domains and tokens and stuff so that you can just hit that 5 target mark.
Honestly, for a super rare advanced element, it kind of seems underpowered. Seems underwhelming.
Yeah. That's true. I forgot about Nullifying Lantern. We have Dahlia, Idyllic Dreamer, Unique Ally Rangers, so you can only have one. Class bonus, on attack, look at the top card of your deck. If it's a water element card, you may put it into your grave. Dahlia has ranged X, where X is the amount of water element cards in your graveyard, so she can probably swing for a lot if you pull her off, which would be really, really cool to see. She can maybe even swing 10, honestly.
I feel like she's an auto kill.
Yeah.
Even if you don't have class bonus, if you're just playing self-mill in water.
But cards attack the turn to enter, so it's very possible you can get her off all in one shot. Then we have Freitas, Master Tactician. She's interesting. She'd be really good if you can pull her off, obviously. She'd be insane, but at a 1-2 stat line, and having to live for 3 turns, I feel like this is asking for a lot. And then lastly, we have Astardi, Celestial Dawn. It's a fast activation. If an object would enter the field under an opponent's control from anywhere except from the effects stack, banish it face down instead. So it can't negate any effects, but anything else, you can just shut down your opponent entirely and provide a body, which I feel is pretty good.
Yeah, any effect on the body is good. And then our 3 foils, we got Tenoris, which is nice. We got Lone Gunslinger, which is a staple, and then Explosive Fractal. I always like having foil permanents like a mana rock like this. So our foils were pretty good. And then we're missing, what's our UR? Must have mixed it up.
Oh yeah, it was like the gun, I believe.
Oh, and then we forgot about the rusted war shield in our rares.
Yeah, I didn't do too good of a job separating rares.
In terms of what we opened, it was all right.
Yeah, I wonder how much foil the leader is, the champion.
Typically, they're between like $15 to $40, depending on who you get.
Yep.
But I'm glad I got Tenoris because I want to play him. Now I have a shiny one to play. And it's the Neos one, the level 3, so that's always a good shiny to get. Alright, here's our UR. It's buried in our commons. So Gloamspire Lance, class bonus for Ranger. On hit, deal X unpreventable damage to the hit unit, then recover X, where X is the amount of curse cards in the attacker's lineage plus 1. I'm not too sure about the whole curse thing. Personally, I still have to test it out and see how it goes, but it seems kind of slow. Because to get any significant amount of curse cards for the UR to be significant, I feel like that's a really long game, and if you're playing Ranger, you probably just could have shot him down with bullets by the time you were able to get a good payoff for this. Because like Ranger is really good for aggro, has a lot of combo potential. This is actually the second one that I pulled of this one too, but I need to get the Guardian UR. So if anyone's looking to trade, hit me up. Yeah, that was our first box for Alchemical Revolution. We still have a lot to explore in this set. We're kind of behind the curve on this. because we've been busy with other things, getting the channel up and running, and the store and other things like that. But I hope you enjoyed breaking some packs with us, and hopefully we can do this more often. You of course can open your own packs on our Whatnot, so search for us on there, Trading Card Games, and then you can always open your own packs. And then hopefully we'll be able to do some more box openings soon if you like this type of thing. But for sure, we'll be streaming some gameplay also within the next week or two. And then we'll be doing a lot more content going forward. And then we have our store opening soon. So this is our ramp up period before our big launch for our brand. It's going to include lots of stuff in our store, Grand Archive included, and our streaming and our media platform also. So thanks everyone for joining us tonight.
Yeah, appreciate you guys talking to us, letting us know how the meta is and combos you guys like. But yeah, just follow us and look out for more content from us, as well as following us on our Whatnot, where we provide you guys even more content, and you guys can open packs with us at Trading Cart Games.
All right, good night guys.
Good night, thank you.